Welcome to Something Nice with Dinano. I am your host, Dinano Damano. Thank you for joining us on yet another interesting interview right here on Something Nice with Dinano. We appreciate you watching and engaging with us. Continue doing that. Continue sharing these good news of God's chosen people and what they are expected to do to get back to their glory days. We are joined by someone who's been a loyal supporter of the channel, Mr. Michael Sibindi. Yesterday I made a mistake. I said Sibanda, which is also a common surname in Zimbabwe, but his surname is Sibindi. Welcome, Mr. Sibindi. How are you?
I'm fine, brother. How are you?
Nah, I'm fine, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for availing yourself. I've been wanting to host you for a while now because you've been coming in during our live streams and giving our interviewees a hard time. I thought, okay, he needs to feel how it is being on the other side, seeing that he has a lot to say. But you don't just have a lot to say. Some of the things you've been saying make sense and sound like they are rooted in the word. Just tell us about your interests and how you got to be interested in these things that we usually talk about on the program.
For me, it's coming from an old place. It's coming from an ancient place. It's coming from a place of calling. It's prophetic for me. It's not a game. It's about life and death, really, because we're dealing with scripture. We're dealing with life, eternal damnation. We're dealing with purpose. We're dealing with prophecy, and we're dealing with a calling which is upon a people who has been in slumber, who are now waking up. But in the midst of waking up, a lot is happening. Many voices, many winds of doctrine. And this is to be expected because even when we think about it, even the devil knew about the awakening of the children of Israel. He knew about it. He had his plans. So a lot is going on. A lot is being said. And, for me, it's just prophetic, to just go back to the calling of my ancestors, our ancestors, of those who subscribe, who understand, and who have the revelation. So it's coming from a place of calling. That's what it is for me. I could expound on my testimony, but it will take us some time. It might be for some other time.
Don't run away from my next question.
Okay.
I always find it interesting when people say they have a calling. How did the calling come to you personally?
Oh, so I have to expound upon my testimony a bit.
Be brief about
My
it.
calling, it was supernatural. It was spiritual. My calling was dreams of being given scriptures by angels in the dreams when I had never opened the Bible in my life. Being given scriptures in the book of Zephaniah, who we know as Zephaniah, when I didn't even know that Zephaniah was a prophet. In a time of turmoil in my life where I was almost about to die, I cried out. I've always had this feeling that there was more to my story than even my parents and my family and everyone told me. And yes, actually, I come from a royalty in Debele. I come from Debele royalty. I was always told this in my family, but there was more to my story. I knew it. But then I didn't know what it was until I got visitation from the Malakim, the angels of Yahuwah in my dreams, giving me verses from prophets in the Bible who I didn't even know were prophets, giving verses, an angel appearing, giving me Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 10 to 20. So you can imagine a young man who's about to die, almost initiated into witchcraft, into masonry, having demonic attacks and all types of things, and crying out to the Most High Yah. And instead of getting what he thought would be help, getting cryptic messages from angels. That's how I got into the calling. That's how it came to me. So it's very personal. It's very serious, and it's coming from a place of spirit.
Okay, just give us what this scripture from Zephaniah that you were shown. Give us what it
Yes.
says.
Well, it tells us, it's a prophecy about how the children of Israel will be the daughters in the Bible. It actually says the daughters, my suppliants, will come from beyond the rivers of Cush. They will
Let's read
come
it.
to bring me offerings. So it's
Zephaniah.
you can start from chapter 3.
Yeah.
So it's chapter 3. You can start from verse 10, going on a bit lower.
Okay, let's look it up. I've kind of warmed up to Bible Hub these days because it
Yeah, it's a good one.
expounds, I think,
Mhm.
better than the other ones. Now we're just gonna have to zoom in. I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm used to Bible Gateway. How do we zoom in here? Okay, see now. Okay, let's say Zephaniah 3. Which translation? King James. People are calling me to order for moving away from
Yeah,
King James. I was
word to
never a
word.
King James person, guys. I've always said the King James is difficult for me to understand. Okay, here's KJV. Okay, let's read King James because I see there's KJV easy read. Zephaniah 3:10.
Yes, going on a bit lower. Yes.
From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. Okay.
Yes.
In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. I will also live in the midst of thee, an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Should we go on?
We can stop there.
Okay.
We can stop there. That's how it was given to me. So yes, that's the verse.
What does it mean to you? Why do you think it was an important verse for you to get at that stage in your life?
Well, because of the questions I always asked myself about my life. How is it that I I could never really fit in with most people? I could never really I could never really be as mischievous as other people. Some people could get away with things that I could never get away with. I would get slapped quickly. I had all these questions growing up. Why our people were such in a terrible state? Why Africa is the way it is? Why we are the way we are? Why are we scattered? I used to cry. I used to cry thinking about these things. I didn't have. It was it was overwhelming for me. I could see things that people couldn't see. I didn't have an explanation. I didn't know how to ask. So, it was a lot of introspection, a lot of asking questions. And in this specific moment of my life, this was the answer I needed. I had been asking without even knowing it for years upon years.
What were
And this
some
was
of these?
speaking to me.
Okay, what are some of these things you saw that other people didn't see?
Well, I can give you an example. I remember being a young man. We would go to church. So I'm sorry, my family, if they see this, but the truth is the truth. We'll go to church on Sunday, and I'm sure you know Amasha Bean.
She beans.
Yes.
A
So
she bean, yeah,
we'll go.
okay.
Yes. So we'll go to church on Sunday, but the day before and the day before that, there was shabin at home, so people were getting drunk and all these things. I would see people in states, in in mental states, and then I would see them on Sunday, and I always had this cognitive dissonance. I didn't know how to make sense of the fact that they could be so holy on Sunday. When I saw how you were speaking, I saw what was happening. I was young, but I already had that discernment of seeing that something was terribly wrong. And sometimes I would ask questions, and you know how you are, don't be too smart, stop that nonsense. So it was these little things which piled up with time, and the more I grew, the more intricate the questions became, the reflections became. And yeah, up until the point where the Most High, by His grace, He started to turn to me and to whisper in my ear to give me the answers to all these questions.
Okay. What are some of the things or topics or interests that really drew your attention in the scriptures or in what God was saying to you?
Well, it all starts
Maybe not
from,
God, you said
yeah.
angels, what the angels were saying to you.
Oh yes, this was coming from the Most High. Yeah, it is He to Him that I cry to, but the one who brings the message is the Malak, is the angel. That's how it works. Revelation chapter 1. But some of the question you say some of the questions I had, right?
No, no, no. I'm saying with what you were asking, you were probably given answers
Okay, okay.
or themes. What were
Mm.
some of the themes that really drew your attention in what was being revealed to you?
Well, I've always known that my history goes much further than being of the royal house of the Mzilikazi, the Ndebele. I've always known, I don't know if you know Joshua Nkomo. Joshua Nkomo.
I've heard of Joshua Nkomo in politics in Zimbabwe as the Ndebele leader,
Yes.
right?
Yes, so I'm related to Joshua Nkomo through marriage, through my auntie. He married into royalty. He was royalty, married into royalty. That's how it works. So I've always known these things, and people, I was like being pushed to be very proud of this, but I knew in my heart there was more to the story. I've always known. So basically, that's when I got the revelation of Zephaniah, it was confirming that yearning I always had to understand and know more about who I was. And that was just the beginning of my interactions with the angelic, because I would have go further to have more dreams. I would go further to I would actually go in a forest with my Bible. I knew that I was going to get download, and I would come back with download that I didn't have when I left my house. So those who understand, who know, they know, but
I
and that's how
don't
it started.
I don't know, and I just noted something. You
Mm,
said that was the beginning. I might not phrase it the way you phrased it. That was
mm,
the beginning of your interaction. You paused,
mm,
you smiled as if you were hesitant with the angelic, with a bit of a
mm.
smile. Do you think you understand why you brought it forth like that? Did you doubt
Yes,
it
I know
yourself?
why.
Are you doubting it yourself? Or are you
Oh
scared
no,
if you say it that you're going to be seen differently?
not at all. I just have understanding that in life we are at people. Most of the times they're at different places. We can talk about this awakening, but in the walk of faith, people are at different places. So not everyone is used to hearing this type of talk, and I'm aware. So I smile because I know, and I know that those who know, they know.
Before
When
we
the
get
Most High,
into
yes.
before we get into the topic, you're bringing something that I have recently come to question. Many people claim that God speaks to them.
Hmm.
But when the people come out in public
Mm,
platforms or they speak out
mm,
in public, there is
mm,
no synergy in what they are saying. For example, Utinilo Shanga, who is me, would
mm,
say, God is talking to me. God
mm,
is saying that we should worship on a Monday. And then
Okay.
uMichael Sibindi comes out, naye, God spoke to me.
Hmm.
God says we must worship on a Sunday.
Okay.
In your understanding of how God works, how
Mm.
do we then discern that this one is really sent by God? This
Hmm.
one is just speaking his nonsensical stuff and he's trying to seek attention. As
Wonderful
someone
question.
who wants
Mm.
to know the truth of God, who's sitting listening to a Michael who says he was called or he has visitations from the Malachites or the angels,
Mm. Mm.
how do I know that this guy is not being fictitious?
That's a wonderful question. If we can go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 20, you'll get an answer to how do we know? Because there's a way to test. There is a way to test. If you go to Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20, they,
Okay, let's go to it.
there's a
Isaiah
basis of an
1,
answer.
you say 8, Isaiah 8, verse 20.
8, 8 verse 20, yes.
To the law and to the testimony, if they speak
Mhm.
not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Which word? According to which word? When you say this word,
According to the revealed word, which is the 66 books from Genesis all the way to Revelation, the word.
okay.
If they speak not according to the law, Old Testament, and to the testimony, because the two are in harmony, they're in unison, they do not contradict, they complement each other. They're telling one story, and the Bible is to be read line upon line, here little, there little. It is written in the book of Isaiah. So the problem is the Most High, He did not put it, He scattered the subjects in the whole book, and it is given to the wise to be able to discern and to rightly decipher the word of truth.
Yeah,
So, according to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this, it's because there is no light in them. So, you just test what I'm saying by what the word is saying. I have to be able to prove all things as the Bible says. And I'm going to try to do just that.
I like
Prove all things.
the decipher part. It
Mm.
takes me to interpretation. I can decipher but come out with a different meaning. You can decipher, come out with a different meaning. Is there a
Okay.
method of deciphering? Is there a method for the correct interpretation?
Yes. And the Bible actually tells us that this Bible, it is not open to private interpretation. So how do we go about? That's in the Second Peter chapter 1, verse 20. How do you go about deciphering? Is by going about as with what is written to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this, it's because there is no light in them. So it's quite simple. I have got to prove everything I say by the word. If the word backs up what I'm saying, that is the truth, because your word is truth. Psalms chapter 119. Thy word is truth. Thy law is truth. 142.
Thank you for engaging me. I nearly said this is the end of the interview, but it's only the beginning. Today, you have some topics and themes that resonate
Yes.
with you that you'd want us to look at. What are those themes?
Well, these are themes which they have been discussed on this panel for, I think, for a while now. And these themes are very important because really, I don't think people always realize, but they are unto salvation or lack of it. These are themes which deal with the salvation of man. These are themes which are dealing with the Messiah, his return, his people, the calling on that people, and where these people will be in the last days. And what's interesting about these three subjects, the return of the Messiah, because he's still to come, the children of Israel, who they are, where they will be in the last days, you cannot separate these themes. They are conjoined because one depends on the other to happen before it can happen. It is very simple, it is as simple as my son comes to me, he says, Daddy, Daddy, can I have candy? Can I have ice cream? If I tell my child, yes, you can have ice cream, but only after you've picked up your toys, my boy will understand very clearly that there is no way he's getting ice cream before he does what I said. So it is just that simple. These are subjects which are intricately conjoined. You cannot separate the coming of Christ from where the children of Israel will be when he comes, because he is the one who is going to bring the children of Israel in their land. They won't be in their land before he comes. But before he comes, there is there are certain signs and a certain chain of prophetic events which have to happen before he comes. So the coming of the Messiah depends upon certain uh, signs and prophetic events happening before he comes. And before the children of Israel go back to their land, because they are not in their land, Christ has to come. So this is a sequential prophetic order which we will expound upon if the Most High Yah permits.
You speak of their land, and it's a recurring subject and issue on the platform. Where is their land? The children of God. The Israelites, you say?
Yes, B'nai Israel. I'm
Where is
sorry,
their land?
I'm not coming with anything fancy, with anything exotic, anything that will give anyone shivers. Their land is in the place where we know their land to be, in Canaan, in what people call the Middle East, which really is Northeast Africa, because Israel is on the African tectonic plate in terms of geography. This is in Africa. This is Northeast Africa. So I'm sorry to to disappoint those who are looking for the new wave of doctrine. Israel is in the place where we all know Israel to be.
Let's get into it, brother. Let's get into it. Give us proof. That's all we need. Proof from the
Okay.
Bible, proof from history.
Yes.
I want to say convince us. I don't know if that's the correct term, but show us.
I'll expound, and then it is for each to use discernment, understanding, and really seek after the Spirit, because the truth is the truth. If it's not, then it's not. Okay, so if I may, if we can go to Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10, brother, please.
Isaiah 46, verse 10, you say.
Yes.
Why am I struggling to see Isaiah? Okay, I find it. Isaiah, which chapter?
46, verse 10.
Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Is that it?
Yes. So
Okay.
that's the Most High Yah speaking of how he declares the beginning, the end from the beginning, because he's omniscient, he's all knowing. And he gave us this wonderful book with prophecy for us to be able to know things before they happen, after they've happened, and as they are happening. So we are going to try the Most High on his word and see how it stands in light of this subject, the coming of the Messiah, the place where the children of Israel will be before he comes, and what needs to happen before he comes. But we'll have to do it sequentially.
Let's go for it.
Okay. So there was a viewer who the last time I wasn't able to really expound upon. I was trying to put forth to give understanding on the Timbuktu Israelites, who are the descendants of Portuguese, Italian, and Spanish Israelites who came from Judea, Israel. That's where they say they came from, and who ended up in Italy, Spain, and Portugal after the destruction of the temple in 70 AD. Actually, there were quite a number of waves of them coming all the way from Israel, Palestine, Canaan, the way we know it. And they were noblemen in Spain and Portugal. Their descendants ended up by being espoused twice. The first time was by King Ferdinando and Queen Isabella of Spain. They got a little bit of refuge in Portugal, but then they ended up by being espoused after that, the Alhambra decree by King Joao, King John II, and they ended up in North Africa, and they went all the way down to West Africa. So this is how we get the Israelites in West Africa. It is the influx of people coming in from the Iberian Peninsula, Israelites coming in to West Africa from North Africa. That's one wave. Another wave, we'll talk about it a bit later. So yes, I want to shed a bit more light on the influx of these Israelites, the Timbuktu Israelites, because their story and the plethora of written records they have hundreds of thousands of manuscripts um, divided and shared amongst different families of the same family, the Haidara family or the Kati family. And they know who they are, they know where they came from, they've got genealogy, they've got 33 lines of genealogy. Most of us, we don't even know who our great grandfather is. These people, they are blessed, they have 33 lines, they can go back that far, written in their family records. These are family records. So we are dealing with the next level of credentials here. This is primary sources from the primary people telling us who they are, how they got to West Africa, and where they came from.
Give us the sources.
Okay. Before I go I want to do a little bit of a tangent, but um, it is still expounding on the same line of thought. It's just a tangent, but we're getting there. So if we can just read, let's start with Second Chronicles chapter 17, verse 6 and 23.
You know what? Let me go back to Bible Gateway. Gateway. So we're going to Second Chronicles.
Did I say Second Chronicles or Second Kings?
Okay.
Second Kings chapter 17. Then there's verse 6 and verse 23.
Second Kings 17, verse 6 and
6, yes.
6 2.
There's verse 6 and then there's verse 23.
Okay, let's start with 6 then.
And I hope your viewers, they love scripture, because there's going to be
Do you
quite
mind
the
the
number.
NIV? Do you want us to go to the King James?
No, not for this one. This one is fine.
Okay.
This one is fine.
In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria captured Samaria and deported the Israelites to Assyria. He settled them in Hala, in Gozan, on the harbor river, and in the towns of Medes. No. You know, I want to read the King James because I've been getting a lot of messages from people saying after or around 1948, the locations were changed
Okay.
in
Well,
translations that came after 1948. I don't know
so let's
when
go to 1614 then.
I don't know when this version was written, New International Version.
King
Okay.
James, it's 1614.
Yeah, okay. I've heard 1611. Doesn't matter. It's around there.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Hala in the harbor by the river of Gozan and in the cities of the Medes.
Mhm. So here we can see Samaria. Samaria is Ephraim, is the northern kingdom. We are seeing here how they were espoused, how they were taken into captivity. They were kicked out of their land, right? This is Samaria. This is the northern kingdom. So this is the 9.5 tribes of Israel, which went up north with Jeroboam, when the southern kingdom, which is Judah, a part of Levi, and Benjamin stayed in the kingdom, in the southern kingdom. So we are seeing the northern kingdom being espoused, being thrown out of their own land. They are no longer in their land. And actually, this is the last time that the northern kingdom ever stepped foot in their motherland. This was the last time. So if this was the last time, wherever they went, they never entered back into their land. This will be important a bit later. If we can go to verse 23,
Same scripture.
same scripture.
Verse 23, you say.
Yes.
Verse 23 reads, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants and the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day.
Unto this day, which is the day it was written. But history tells us clearly that the Israelites, that's why they're called the lost tribes of Israel. They're not lost, but they were lost in the sense that they never had an opportunity to enter back into their land. So by the time we're in the New Testament, we're seeing Paul and all these people. This is the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom, they'd already left more than 1,000 years ago, past, and they never returned to their homeland. So these are the people we are actually starting to follow their trail, and we follow their trail even after with the Judahites who left in 70 AD, because all of them left the chosen land. None of them would be in the chosen land. The first part have already been dispersed here. Then 70 AD is the dispersion of Judah, Yehudah, and Benjamin, and a part of Levi, which is the destruction of the temple. So by these two, we can actually already conclude that they'd already left and that they left their motherland. But there is a verse which is going to be interesting for me. It is the next verse, verse 24.
Verse 24 reads,
Yes.
and the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutha and from Ava and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim or Vaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof.
Yes, sir. This is what the Assyrians did. They are very famous. They invade the land, they take out every indigenous person of that land. They go to other lands, they capture other people, other tribes, other nations, and then they replace them in the land in which they dwelt. This is what happened to the northern kingdom. So the northern kingdom was kicked out, and other people, other nations, this is Samaria, by the way, other people were brought into that land to replace them. Let's not forget the premise. I have to prove this. And the Bible is telling us it happened, so it has happened. Let's go to another verse because we need at
Wait,
least
you,
two
you say
testimonies. Yes.
they are replaced in Samaria, right?
Yes.
And
The Israelites were taken
placed
out.
them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in
Yes.
the cities thereof. Where's
Yes.
Samaria?
So, well, that's the question. And if we find Samaria, we have found the land of Israel. If we find the land in which, okay, we'll go to another verse. We need two testimonies. We need two witnesses. If we find the land in which people who are calling themselves Samaritans today, whom we will then know, according to the Bible, that they are not Samaritans, they were taken from another land. If we find a place where we can find such a people, but an ancient people, because they were put in that land a long time ago, they have got to have signs of their ancient nature. Bible, we believe the Bible. Let's look at history and see if the Bible stands and if the Most High Word stands.
Let's go to it.
Let's go to it. But we need a second testimony. One verse is not enough.
Okay.
Okay? Let's go to the book of Ezra, chapter 4, verse 1 to 2. For us to see that the Assyrians, this was that's what they did. They would kick you out, put you in
Ezra.
other lands, bring you to Assyria. Okay. Ezra 4, verse 1 to 2. And then they'll take other people, replace them, and put them in your land. Ezra 4, verse 1 and 2.
Ezra 4, verse 1 and 2 from the King James.
Well, you can read, yes, you can begin with 1. Yes, we get context.
Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Assur, which brought us up hither.
Yes. So here we have the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom, by the way, they are no longer in the land, in Samaria. We have the southern kingdom now who had been espoused into slavery. And then some of them came back. We read that in the book of Nehemiah, where they came back, and Ezra. So the enemies of the Israelites coming back to rebuild the temple, which had been already been desecrated and destroyed, their enemies who are actually these people who had been injected in Samaria, they're actually testifying to the fact that, hey, we are just the way you are. We live in your land. We worship the same way you do. We have the same customs as you do. Hey, we were brought here by Esarhaddon. He's the one who brought us in this land, which is the second testimony of what we just read in Second Kings. How the Assyrians would take people, they took people who were the original Samaritans, the Israelites, northern kingdom Ephraim, took them to Assyria. They would never come back to their land. They're still not in their land. And they would replace them with other people. This is the second testimony of that.
Carry on, brother. I'm listening. Where is
Okay.
Samaria? That's the question.
Yes. So I've got to be able to present now a people calling themselves Samaritans today. They've got to be in the land of Israel. Number 2, they've got to be special in the sense that they possess, they're in their possession ancient remnants of the ancient traditions. They've got to show how ancient they are. They've got to possess something which shows they're ancient people. Where are the Samaritans? Who are the Samaritans? Okay.
No, I think the question was, where is Samaria? But if we find Samaria, then we'll find Samaritans, I guess, right?
Yes. If we find Samaria, we find the Samaritans.
The scripture that we read, was it from Second Kings? Did it say the Samaritans were given the land of the Israelites? Or did it say
Oh, yes.
the
Yes.
Israelites were removed from Samaria and
We can
Samaritan?
go back. We can go
No.
back.
You can tell me the way you remember it. What was it saying?
That's exactly what it said. The Israelites, in the time of King Hoshea, the Israelites were kicked out by the Assyrians, the northern kingdom. Then the Assyrians took people from other nations who are not Shemites, who are not Israelites, and then they placed them in Samaria, in northern kingdom of Israel. And we took a second testimony which shows us that that's what the Assyrians did. They would kick you out of your land, go take other people and place them in the land that they took you from, your original land. So now your original land is inhabited by people who are not you.
Okay.
Okay. So, you know what? I'm just finding out here that I didn't put it in this link. I didn't put it in this link. I have it somewhere. If you could just.
If you're just joining us, thank you for being here. We are with Michael Sibindi, a Bible scholar who says he was
Oh,
called
not a
via
Bible scholar.
visions. Eh?
I'm not a scholar, man. I'm
A Bible fundi,
nobody. It's
or
only that
a
counts.
nobody who was called when God sent
That's all.
angels to talk to him. He is here telling us his testimony. He is here telling us about what he has come up with in his Bible reading as a Bible fundi or as a person who's interested in the Word of God. I personally liked him when he came on the program during our live streams, sharing his thoughts on what was presented by guests. So I said, brother, you seem to have a lot to say. Come through, tell us your story. And now he is here.
I'm having an issue here with my files. Can you do something? Can
Yeah,
you do a search for me? It's a simple search.
okay.
It'll come up quite easy because they're there.
What's
Can
the
you
search?
type in? Can you type in Google the Samaritans today? Simple. The Samaritans today. Okay. If you can read this for us, please.
The AI overview says today the Samaritans are a small religious community of about 800 to 900 people with communities in Holland, Israel, and near Mount Gerizim in the West Bank, maintaining an ancient Israelite faith and culture. They continue to
Okay.
practice religious traditions, including ancient rites for Passover, and see themselves as descendants of the northern Israelite tribes. The community
Hallelujah.
is also working to ensure its survival through initiatives like marrying outside the community.
Okay, so let's just remember what we read in Second Kings and in Ezra. That is exactly what they said to the southern kingdom as they had been introduced into Mount Gerizim. You can look, the Mount Gerizim, it's a biblical mountain. You can find it in the Bible. It's a biblical mountain, Mount Gerizim. It's in the Israel that we know today as being Israel. So the land today that we know to be Israel, there are a people fulfilling this prophecy of a people who have been injected into Samaria from other places, but still they're practicing, they have ancient rites which pertain unto the Israelites, but they are not Israelites. This is Mount Gerizim. If you write Mount Gerizim Bible verse, you're going to see all the verses where we talk about this mountain, Gerizim. It is in Israel. If you can just go back, please, where the man with the scroll, the man with the scroll. Okay, this is another proof of their ancient nature, because the what you're seeing in the back, the red type of carpet, what is written, the script written there, it is called the Samaritan script. You can see the menorah because there are people who are practicing a form of Israelite, the way of life, ancient. The Samaritan script, they are the only people who can still speak the Samaritan script. If I can tell you something, the fake Jews in Israel, they hate these people because these people are aware that they are much more ancient than them, even though they are not Israelites, because the Bible is telling us that these were people who were taken from other nations and and injected into a land which is not theirs, which is in Samaria. They're still there today. They call themselves Samaritans. They attest to having an ancient way of life, which pertains unto the ancient Israelites. They've got an ancient language that these fake Jews can't even read. They've only have a few scholars who can read Samaritan script. They are very proud of the script because it shows their ancient nature. Ladies and gentlemen, we've here a people who are attesting to what the Bible is saying. Where they are, that is the land of Israel. They're in Samaria as we know it today. They worship on the Mount Gerizim. You actually go see them making Pesach sacrifices on the Mount Gerizim, which is in the Israel as we know it today. You will not find Samaritans anywhere else. You will not find Mount Gerizim anywhere else. You will not find nowhere else where you find the people who are fulfilling this prophecy to the law and to the testimony.
Now let's talk about the first wave of the movement of Israelites, I would call them that, because you said let's first focus on that and then we'll come to the second wave. So we've tried to establish where they were moved from and who replaced them in their land. Now let's talk about their movement, because I thought you wanted to focus on that, the first
Yes,
wave you
this was
called
just
it.
a tangent, but as you can see, it is already painting the picture. Actually, to say the truth, I could end here. I could end here, close, and talk to you later. Because this is the Bible coming alive. This is us seeing those very same people today who are still alive, but we've got much more to go.
Let's
So
not
this was
end
just
it.
a
I
tangent.
also wanted to end it earlier, but I didn't.
Yes,
So
don't,
let's get
brother.
into the first wave. Let's move now.
Oh,
They are moving
okay.
from there, I guess, because
Yes,
they were replaced from that land, which you say is in the Middle
yes,
East, is the
yes.
Israel as it is known as where the
Today,
state is today, right? So you
yes.
say they were moved. Give us historical references and proof when and how they were moved.
Well, the best historical proof was the Bible, brother. We cannot do better than that. The Most High gave us a word which is testifying on that which is to happen, that which is happening, and that which happened. We've just seen something which happened where a nation of people who are not Israelites, I can even go further by dealing with their DNA, but let's just leave it there because even their DNA is attesting that these, for the most part, these are a Turkic people because they were taken from the lands of Assyria. These are Gentiles, right? These are from the seed of Japhet who mixed into the people and who mixed into the culture. They're not Israelites, they're not native to that land. These people are the ones which the Bible is talking about. So that's the best historical proof. I've given you historical proof, which is the Bible. I've given you real life, present day people in a place called Samaria practicing an ancient rite of Israelite culture, having an ancient script that only they understand, showing their ancient nature, because it's been quite a while since the king was Shia, since it happened. This is an old people. They're not like the 1948 people who came and who cooked up a language, who cooked up a story, who cooked up a culture which is not theirs. These are an ancient people, though they are not Israelites. And the
Before we
Bible
started,
attests to who they
I
are.
said, before we even recorded, I said, treat this as a conversation between you and a friend that does not believe in the Bible.
Okay.
So if you are trying to show proof to that friend who does not believe in the Bible, you cannot then say the Bible is the historical book that proves whatever it is I'm saying. The reason why I'm bringing this is a lot of us believe in the Bible, a lot of people that follow the channel, right? But you want proof beyond. I know some people might feel some type of way about that because I'm thinking if there's a movement of people, it will not only be recorded in the Bible. If there's a movement of people, it will also be recorded in other historical books. Give us proof from those extra biblical historical books about
Okay,
this
I'll
movement.
tell you the truth. This presentation is not for the disbelievers. It's not. It is for the call. That's how I prepared it. So, to tell you the truth, I didn't find it necessary for me to go beyond the best historical record there is in the world, which is the Bible, for believers. Because this, as far as I'm concerned, this is a presentation for people who love the Most High Yah, the people who are at least seeking to know him, to know his ways, to know what he wants for their lives. Those are the ones I'm speaking to. So I didn't go as far as seeking what people think is better historical proof than the Bible. So no, brother, I have nothing historical other than the best historical record we have to prove that there's a people who came from Samaria and who came to replace the ancient Israelites who in I have the Bible. But what people can do, and I'm taking people on this, if people want to see something, let them go look at genetic studies of the Samaritan. Uh, it is the haplogroup, right, which is the male line, and then they try to look at also the mitochondrial line, which is the female line, to see where these people came from. These people, they are not Shemites. These people, they're Turkic people. You know, if that is historical proof for people, I invite people to do that research on their own. I'm talking to the believers in my presentation. This should suffice, I would think.
Let's talk about the first wave. Let's go. You've got a lot of
Okay.
books, man. There's a book that you.
Yes.
What is that
Yes.
about?
Yes. So here today, I want to deal with the Lemba, because certain people asked me questions about the Lemba. And then if we can do a part two, then I'll deal with, I wanted to deal with the Timbuktu, but let's deal with the Lemba because questions came in about the Lembas. A few people wanted me to show proof of the Lemba people, their presence in what we know today as Israel. So I'm going to deal with the Lemba today. I'm going to deal with the Lemba, who are actually the Levites. So let's start with a simple and innocent little exercise. Do you know, Dinano, what Lemba means in Swahili?
I have no idea.
Okay, do you want to do the search or should I tell you what it means?
Tell me,
Okay,
please.
Lemba means turban in Swahili. That is what Lemba means in Swahili. People can look it up, Swahili to
I am
English.
looking it up as we speak. Yeah.
Okay.
No, carry on talking. You are right.
Okay. So Lemba means turban. That's very interesting because I told you in the other recording that I'm part Lemba from my mother's side. And we know as Lembas, we know ourselves to be Levites. This is a well-known, we know ourselves to be Levites. We know we have the history, we have we have it. We have it.
Wait.
So,
Okay.
yes,
So you are Lemba from your mother's side.
yes, I'm
Who's
Sena
the
Lemba.
Ndebele
Yes.
in your family? Is it the mother or the father?
It is the father.
Oh,
My
okay.
father is Ndebele.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I'm
hence the
Ndebele and Uni
Sibindi.
from my father.
Okay.
I am Sena, I'm Lemba from my mother's side.
Did you say
So
Sena?
it's the same thing. You will come to, it will all tie into together with Israel and
Okay.
everything because it's
Okay.
the same thing. The Senas are the Lembas are the
What happened
Senas.
to your camera now? Okay, it's back. Okay.
Okay. So turban is very interesting because we know that amongst the Israelites, it is the priestly line who wore the turbans. They wore the mitre. They were told that they should wear a mitre, a turban of linen. This is what the Levites wore. So Lemba, Chilemba in Swahili means turban.
Hold on, I want us to go back to this
Anyone.
thing. Wait,
Let's look up.
you're gonna go back to the turban
Okay.
thing. Your connection is a bit dodgy.
Okay.
I don't know, your screen keeps going black. But I want us to have a look at this AI overview, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said Lemba in Swahili, that's what I searched for. It reads,
Yes.
in Swahili, the word Lemba, in brackets
Mm-hmm.
Kilemba, can refer to a turban or be used as a verb meaning to take by force or by trickery. Interesting. However,
Okay.
the name Lemba itself refers to a Bantu speaking people from southern Africa. Now, listen to the wording. Who claim
Okay. Yes.
ancient Israelite ancestry? Who claim?
Yes.
You know
I'm here to.
what, you know why that
Mhm.
stood out for me. I just want to now compare it. I'm gonna search for the Ashkenazi. I
Okay.
want to see if this AI overview uses such suggestive words like claim when it speaks about the Ashkenazi.
Okay.
Then we'll come back to this. It's just me. I'm finding interest in this thing.
Mm.
I don't even know how to spell Ashkenazi, but let me try.
ASHKENAZI.
Okay, it looks like I got it right. Let's see what the AI overview says about them. An Ashkenazi Jew is a member of the distinct Jewish cultural group that historically settled in Central and Eastern Europe with origins in the 10th century Rhineland. What's the Rhineland? Do you know?
It's Germany. Rhine. Rhine is Germany. It's a river in Germany.
Okay. They are characterized by their unique religious customs, liturgy, and language. Yiddish is the largest segment of the global Jewish population today. Ashkenazi Jews are primarily found in the United States, Israel, and UK. having developed a distinct cultural identity through centuries of settlement in Europe. Okay, so this one, it says they claim an ancient Israelite ancestry. Here it says they are characterized, okay, they say a Jewish cultural group that historically settled in Central and Europe. Does it trace their origins? Ashkenazi Jews are primarily found in the United States, Israel. The term Ashkenazi is derived from the Hebrew word Ashkenaz, which during the medieval period came to refer to the Germanic people and regions of the Rhineland, as you had said. I'm just trying to see how it links when or it would link them to Israel.
Ah, brother.
No,
There's
no, no.
actually one Ashkenazi Jew.
Okay.
There's one geneticist called Eran Elaik. He is Ashkenazi himself. He tells us that his people, they're actually not Israelites. They're not from that land. They come from a Turkic people. He did DNA tests on them. He's got the studies. And he's only one of a few Ashkenazi geneticists who came out telling the truth. Hey, this is not our land. We are some Mongoloid Turkic people. We came here. This is not
Okay.
our land. We are converts.
Let's
He's
get back.
called Eran.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
No,
get
no.
back.
Give
Okay.
us his name, and then we go back to
He's
our
called
topic.
It's called Eran, so Eran, and then Elhaik. Elhaik, it's Elhaik.
E
If
L.
you write Elhaik,
Okay. Iran like.
Ashkenazi, yes,
So this is the guy
this is the guy.
Michael is talking about. Sorry, I kind of distracted you there because I
No,
wanted
it's
to
okay.
see how this thing would label the Ashkenazi, if it would use such
Mm,
suggestive names or words like claim. Okay,
mm.
you are still going on about the turban. What's the importance of the turban?
The turban is typical priestly garb. It is the Levites who wore the turban. You could tell one was a Levite because they had a turban. It is given in the Bible as garb for the Israelites. So that's quite interesting. That lemba means turban, and we know ourselves to be Levites. And yeah, that's just one we can go. Another one, funny one, if you can search in Swahili to English the word Malawi, what Malawi means. Malawi, the country.
Is that what we are searching for now?
Yes, Malawi. What does Malawi mean in Swahili?
Malawi in Swahili. Malawi remains Malawi when referred to in Swahili, as it is the country's name and a proper noun that is generally not translated. While Swahili is a prominent language in neighboring countries, the primary languages spoken in Malawi is Chichewa and English.
Well,
The
AI
name,
is
okay,
lying.
let's look at the proper noun. It says the name Malawi is a proper noun referring to the country and does not have a different translation in Swahili, just as United States remains United States in
No,
French.
AI is lying. Can you do something? AI is lying.
Okay.
Can you do translation? Google Swahili to English. Go in
Okay.
the Google
Let's go to
translation.
Google Translate. Okay.
Yes, Swahili to English.
Swahili. Why am I struggling to find Swahili? Swahili to English. Okay. And then we write Malawi.
You write Malawi, the country.
Mother. It said mother and then it changed again.
Okay. So it's bugging out on you, man. Because
What is
here
it
I
supposed
actually
to
have
say?
it. Here I actually have it, and it's telling me what Malawi means. And
When you say
Malawi,
here, where are you? Where are you finding it?
actually, I'm on Google, man. You know, this is the funny thing. I'm on Google, not
Hmm.
Google Translate. I just wrote Swahili to English. That's how I came to it. I
Hold
wrote
on.
Swahili to English.
Let me try to do it on my side. We
On
go
Google, I
straight
just
to
wrote
Google, right?
Swahili to English.
Swahili to English.
Mhm.
And what is it giving you on your side?
Yes, and then try typing in Malawi. If I could share my screen, I would show you, It means the Levites.
Okay.
This is what Malawi means. Ma being the prefix uh, of more than one. Malawi means Levites. This is interesting because it is the Lembas who gave Malawi its name. Because we came through Mozambique, we came through Malawi, coming down to Zimbabwe and to South Africa. We have these traditions of knowing. That's how I know these things, because we know where we passed through to reach Southern Africa. We know where we were, where we began, and how we came to Malawi, and how we became Malawi because we are the Levites. We left the Levitical traditions, and we brought them to South Africa. So Lemba in Swahili means turban, Levites. Malawi in Swahili means the Levites. And when you go to Wikipedia, if you go to Wikipedia, you type in Lemba, you will see that the Lembas are in Malawi, and we came through Malawi, we came through Mozambique, right? So there's a story which is being told here, a silent one.
We go to Lemba in
Yes, Lemba,
Wikipedia, you say.
yes,
And
Lemba people.
yeah.
Well, just up there, you should be able to see it. Okay, yes, the first one. Lemba are Bantu speaking, yes?
Lemba, a Bantu speaking ethnic group currently residing in South Africa, Malawi, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe of mixed Bantu and Yemeni ancestry.
You see that Yemen is already popping up,
Yeah.
but we're going to follow through with it.
Okay.
Let's see how much this holds water.
Since the late 20th century, there
Yes.
has been increased media and scholarly attention about the Lembas, common partial descent from Semitic peoples of West Asia. Genetic Y DNA analysis have established a paternal West Asian origin for the majority of the Lemba population, while
Okay.
the mother side, I guess, matrilineal origins are exclusively from sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay, so this is trickery. Let me just put it straight. There's trickery in here. We are not much more Semitic than our other Bantu brothers and sisters who we live amongst. We and them, we are the same. We have most of our people are of E1B1A haplotype. We are just like the other Bantus who are around us. This was a trickery which came from the fake Jews who are trying to join themselves onto the Israelites by using something called the Cohen haplotype. That was their way. They are really wise and cunning way to try to join themselves onto the chosen people of the book. So what they're saying is not true. We are Bantus. We are Bantu people.
I
We
find
just
this
happen to
interesting.
know. Yes.
I find this interesting. Sorry to cut you off there.
Mm.
The AI overview, the Lemba, okay, it seems to agree with what Wikipedia is saying. But can you see the type of person it has shown there?
Yes. It's fascinating.
But I was going to this thing because I wanted to see what Britannica would say. If it would say something different to what Wikipedia, because I know some people don't trust Wikipedia, but I'm trying to see if the Lemba, anything is said about them in Britannica. How do you spell Britannica?
BRITANNICA.
Okay, it's double N. Eh? Let's see what Britannica says. Looks like there's no entry. Lemba Britannica. Now I just want to see okay, Limba people. Okay, no, it's talking about people in Sierra
Yeah,
Leone. I wonder
they
if
are
they left it
Israelites.
out deliberately. Sorry, yeah?
They are Israelites too, but they're the Limbas from Sierra Leone
And then
set
there's
of
also the Lamba.
Israelites.
It, Lamba, a Bantu speaking people living in Keran Valley and Togo Mountains of northeast Togo. Interesting that they, okay, let's search directly from here and see if it's going to give us anything on Lemba. Doesn't say anything, eh?
In Britannica.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, yeah,
this is
yeah.
what it
It's
is.
quite interesting. Yeah. So there you go. Britannica doesn't say anything. Which other encyclopedias do you know of? There was Encarta back in the day. It looks like Encarta was bought by Britannica.
Okay, I don't really know where in which encyclopedia you find
It's
Lemba.
an encyclopedia. There was an entry for the Lemba people in the Microsoft Encarta Encyclopedia, comprehensive electronic encyclopedia, blah, 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 blah. Okay. What does it say? While the exact details of that specific entry are not readily available because Encarta was discontinued in 2009, the encyclopedia would have described the Lemba as a people primarily living in Zimbabwe and Southern Africa, known for their cultural and physical traits that suggest. There's nothing concrete when you look at these entries from these publications. Traits that suggest a mixed Semitic, possibly Jewish or Arab. They moving it away from the Israel identity, right? And Black African origin. No, I thought let's just do a parallel because some people don't. I know some people don't take Wikipedia seriously, so it was just me trying to satisfy that yearning from such people. Yes, so the
Okay.
Lemba Malawi meaning
Malawi meaning the Levites.
the Levites. Yes, okay, that's where
Yes.
we were before I got distracted and wanted to find out more about the Lemba.
Yes, and you were getting distracted, and my internet was getting to be bugging.
Okay, no, but you had said you looked at the etymology, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
this is from Wikipedia.
yes. I remember where I
Is
was
there
going with it now.
anything? Yeah, you wanted to say?
My screen is bugging, so I'm just going off of
That's
out
fine.
of upstairs. Before we reached Malawi, we know that we came through the Congo, and we have a funny way of leaving trails of where we passed through. They're not only trails in toponyms in the names of places, but we also look into architecture. We know and really, I'll say it's a secret knowledge which was meant to preserve uh, the memory of our people through the ages in time. And this is why I'm able to sit today and to be confidently able to trace my way back to Israel through Yemen, because we were given our ancestors, they were always living, they were builders, the Israelites were builders. They were always living stone masonry, they were always living stone complexes which had very intricate messages hidden within them. So we passed through the Congo and Lemba, which is called Mbanza Lemba in Congo. So if you can make a search about Mbanza Lemba in the Congo, you will see us passing through the Congo on our way to Malawi, Mozambique, South Africa,
Is it
Zimbabwe.
Mbaza Lemba as in Mbanza?
Yes.
Yeah, it's already saying Mbaza Lemba Kinshasa. Is that where we should go? Should we just go for Mbaza Lemba?
Well, that's it. It's in Kinshasa.
Okay, and you're talking about masonry and people who are building. Please show us some of the buildings, the evidence that you left behind. I'm hoping
Okay,
you
yes,
have
I'm
some of
trying.
that.
I'm trying to work with my computer. It's coming. It's coming. It's on the way. Yes, it's getting better. Okay, so are you in Mbanza Lemba now?
This is Lemba, Kinshasa, is a commune in the Mount Amba district of Kinshasa, the capital of Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted us to see that the
Okay. It looks like
Lemba.
Okay, it looks like Michael is struggling with his connection. But if you are joining us, thank you for being here. We are talking to Michael Sibindi, a descendant of the Lemba. He's trying to trace the lineage, trying to trace their path from the place known as Israel, which he says is the promised land. Well, maybe he didn't say that, but he said it is Israel. The state of Israel is in Israel as described in the Bible. And he says his people, the Lemba, came from that region going southward towards Zimbabwe, the Limpopo River, and ended up in a place called Southern Africa, which also is by the Limpopo province there. There's a group of Lemba people. There are some Lemba people in Malawi, as now we hear, and in Zimbabwe. Traces and proof along the way. You said you left
Yes,
traces.
yes. So if I can go back, so now I'm working off of my written notes because the internet is bugging.
Okay.
If you go back to the Lemba page, the Lemba, just the normal Lemba page,
On Wikipedia, yeah.
Wikipedia.
Just sit up a
Yes,
bit now. You're leaving a lot of headroom. It's like you're at the bottom of the camera. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah.
it's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yes. So if you go to that page, when you go to on the right hand side where it's talking languages that the Lemba speak and spoke, the languages.
Oral traditions, religion, culture, genetics. Struggling to see languages. Here, there's languages on the
No,
right.
no,
Venda, Isindebele, Karanga, and Pedi. Yeah.
does it end at Pedi?
Old South Arabian languages. Previously,
There
Old
you go.
South Arabian languages.
There you go. Old Southern Arabian languages. What are the Lemba doing speaking in old? And what language is that?
Yeah.
I'm
So
going to tell
it
you.
has different groups. It first starts with
Yes,
presently, right? Here.
yes,
Languages. Presently they speak Chivenda, Isindebele,
yes,
Karanga,
yes,
and Sipedi. And
yes,
then in brackets, previously, Old South Arabian languages. Now it explains
yes,
what Old South Arabian languages are. Ancient South
yes.
Arabian is a group of 4 closely related extinct languages
Hmm.
extinct languages, interesting, spoken in the
Yes.
far southern portion of the Arabian Peninsula. The
Hmm.
earliest preserved records belonging to the group are dated to the beginning of the first millennium BCE. They were written in ancient South Arabia. Don't think we can go further there.
Yeah,
Okay.
we could end there actually. We
Yeah.
could end there. Yes. So the southern, the language that we brought, that we speak. So now this is now already tying the Lembas to where? To Yemen. For all those people like the Elder Nkosi who doesn't believe that we passed through Yemen, we know where we passed through and we know what we left. We left Sena, the city of Sena in Yemen. And what did we bring from Yemen to Southern Africa? There are ruins that we built, which are called the Machema site. You know, my internet is still bugging.
Yeah,
But
I'm
when you
just
go
going
into
to Yemen,
the
Sena, to
files,
see what it looks like. I'm trying to find
okay,
images. Okay, I see the images of Sena, Yemen.
so
Oh, is
you
it
type in
Sana?
Sena.
Hold on, is it Sana?
No, no,
San? Okay.
no, no.
How is it spelled?
That's another town. People think that when we say Sena, we're talking about that town. We know Sana'a. It's Sana'a. We left Sena, which
How
is
do you
in this in a province called Hadramut.
how do you spell
Hadramut.
it? How do you spell it?
H A
No, no, no,
H
no.
A G.
Sena, Sena.
Sena, it's Sena. Simple.
Okay,
Sena.
I that's what I wrote, and
But
it's
then
showing
you need to type
Sana.
in. Yes, that's the mistake people do because they don't know. We know. Sena Hadramut. So you type
Okay, there's a Wikipedia
DR,
entry.
yes, Sena Hadramut.
Okay, let's go because I want to see this in pictures. Hadramut. I wouldn't know how to spell
Yes.
that.
It's
Hadramut. Mm-hmm.
Hadramut.
M
Hadramut.
O U T. Okay.
UT.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I think it's Hadara. Or is it
Ah, it's written
Hadara?
Hadaramu. Okay. Okay.
I don't
Well,
know. I'm
well,
trying to
that
find it here. I'm struggling. It's
it's Hadramut.
Hadramut. Hadramut.
Yes.
Is it this? It's still showing Sana. Okay, there's Hadramut here. Are there specific buildings that you want us to look at that's going to show us and prove what you're saying to be true? Okay, we're not finding anything
I'm
concrete
actually
here.
going.
Is it something in the files that you had shared with me earlier on? Is it something we can find there?
Are mixed up. It is in the files. Okay. I can describe it to you. Actually, it's in black and white. It's in black and white. That would be simple. It's one of the only pictures in black and white of a wall,
Okay,
of
here.
a stone wall. Yes,
Machena
it's in black
wall
and white.
motifs that resemble letters similarly to, is it that one?
Yes. So
Okay.
that is in Machema site. It is a site where ruins called Machema site, where what you're seeing written on the download there, this was one of those codes I was telling you about, because the ancients, they knew what would happen in the future. They knew of how history will be lost, how our trail from where we came from will be lost. So they thought to inscribe in an ancient language which was spoken in Yemen, letters coming from the Sabaic script. That script you are seeing there, it is called the Sabaean script or the Sabaic script. It is an old, as it was written in Wikipedia, it is an old, okay, let's call it Arabic language. It is a Sabian, it is the Sabians.
You
It
speak
is an
of a
old
script.
Sabian
I'm
language.
not seeing a script here. Are you talking about the colors of the stones that are used? Is that the
The,
script?
tone, the stones which are below, you can see stones of different colors, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You can still, like, it's stylized, it's etched, they stylized a
Oh,
few.
okay.
Those are
Okay.
letters, actually. That's a
Okay.
language.
Okay.
And a Dutch paleographer who actually did the study of that page, you can see right there, he saw this. He said, well, wait, a paleographer, by the way, it's people who study dead languages. So he
Okay.
was like, wait, what's going on here? What is Sabian script, a dead language? What is it doing in Southern Africa? You know? But we know what
Okay.
it's doing there, because
So let's
the
find it
Lemba,
in Southern Africa then. Where is it in Southern Africa?
well, that you see that wall you can see right there.
The black and white wall. Okay.
That wall, it's in Southern Africa. It's in a site called the Machema site. It is
Okay.
there. These are ruins, just like the Great Zimbabwe. We left many ruins. Great Zimbabwe is only one of them. It's only one of them. There are many, many, many more.
There's also
So
this
this
one.
site is called Machema site ruins. Man, my internet, man, is bugging on me big time.
I'm trying to
Okay,
open
yes.
something else here now, but it's showing my Google there, and that's not what I want to show. Oh, okay, let me just say preview. Yeah. Okay. Is this also relevant?
The Machema site,
Can you see what I'm projecting? What I'm
that's the thing, I don't.
is it?
My
Okay.
screen is totally frozen.
So this one is a black and white image. It looks like I
Yes,
could be wrong here. It looks like it was taken from that site in Zimbabwe, in the Ndebele
yes,
area towards the south. The one that has those birds. I could be wrong, but it speaks of chevron pattern, dintele
yes,
pattern,
yes.
herringbone pattern,
Herringbone pattern,
chessboard pattern.
yes. So those are codes, my brother. Those are codes that we left in our stone, because it's etched in stone. So people who have eyes to see, who know the language, they know that, hey, this is speaking to me. This is my people. So you can follow the trail, if you want to be conservative, everything you can follow it all the way to Yemen, most of them all the way to Israel. So those things you see, you think it's just art design. No, that's code for the Lemba to know where they passed through, what they left, and they always left it in stone in this building with this typical building style of stone upon stone masonry without any mortar.
Yeah.
So
Where do we
those
find these
motifs are just one
locations?
code.
Yeah, where do we find them? You say they traveled, right? Thinking around, or
Yes,
their path was around the east coast of Africa, maybe in some parts,
yes,
central places. But where did they
yes.
leave this evidence? Where can we
Okay.
find it today?
So you can find on okay, so here we are
Just fix
looking
your
at the
camera.
chevron.
Fix your camera again, man. It keeps going
I
up.
can't even
Okay.
see where I am, man.
Yeah.
Is it fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it fine?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. So now we're looking. You saw that motif called the chevron. Okay, like W's or V's.
Yeah.
Okay, that motif you can follow it all the way to Yemen, even through Mauritania, because our people, some of them went through Mauritania. So we left that in stone to know that this is what we built and this is what we left when we built.
Okay.
So that chevron, you can find it in sites. Okay, can you see a photo where it's written Nalatale ruins? Nalatale ruins.
I see Kami ruins, Nalatale ruins.
Okay,
Here are
okay,
Nalatale.
let's
No,
do
it's fine. I've
Nalatale.
got Nalatale,
Let's
the
do
one you were looking
Nalatale.
for. Yeah, I've got Nalatale.
Yes. So are you on now?
I'm on the Nalatale ruins. Let me just make them bigger and bring them on top of this one.
Yes. So Nalatale ruins, these are not great Zimbabwe ruins. There are many ruins we left, and all of them they carry code all the way to where we came from, Israel, as we know it through Yemen. The chevron style is only one code. We've already seen how we brought the language that we were speaking in Yemen. That's the only place. It's a very endemic language. It was only spoken amongst the Sabaeans who were in Yemen. You find it in Southern Africa because we brought it in Southern Africa through Sena Hadramut, the Sabaean script. Now we are looking at this motif called the chevron. That's what it's called in ancient archaeology, but you find it on Israelite landmarks, and this is typical to the Levites. We were the ones who were living out this trail so that we'll be able to follow it all the way back to where we came from, the land of Israel. So Naletale is not Great Zimbabwe. It's another ruin. It's in Bulawayo.
Yes.
It's a ruin in Zimbabwe, but it's not Great Zimbabwe. It's in Bulawayo. And as you can see, we can see that chevron signature once again, right?
Yeah, it's at the top there.
Yes. Let us go further. We're following the trail all the way to where it started.
Okay.
We are going from, yes. So Kami ruins, it is also another ruin where we left also the chevron. The wisdom of the ancestors to know that our history will be lost, the Israelites will be scattered, and in our travels, we've got to leave certain landmarks which are taught so that we'll be able to follow through and to do what I'm doing, to teach those who do not know.
Where are the Kami ruins?
The Cameroons, they're still in that area of Bulawayo, Mapungubwe.
Oh,
You know Mapungubwe?
okay. I know Makumpungu were towards the northern end, bordering the Limpopo there, going towards Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are other sites, yes, the
Very
Mapungubwe
rich,
sites.
very rich history, that kingdom.
Oh, yes.
Very interesting.
Oh, yes.
Gold artifacts were found, and there's a
Yes.
museum in South
Yes.
Africa in a place called University of Pretoria. I think there's
Okay.
the Mapungubwe Museum there where those gold artifacts are found. Yes. Carry on. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yes, so the Kame ruins, there are also ruins with where we left also the signature.
But how does Mapungubwe come in here? Why did you mention it?
Why Mapungubwe? Because we are talking about the same peoples, Dinano. We are talking about the same peoples who are mixing and rubbing shoulders. They've got small chieftains, chiefdoms, kingdoms, but at the end of the day, prophetically, we are talking about the same people.
Okay.
The people who built all these ruins are the same people. They descend from the children of Israel. They are the Israelites who came all the way. We are following their trail from where they came from, which is Yemen.
We're in
Israel to
Kami,
Yemen.
so let's carry on with the trail. What's the next one?
Okay. And then you have Tsindi ruins. Tsindi ruins. We are now in
Tindi.
Cameroon. We are now in Cameroon.
Nothing in Malawi.
Nothing in Malawi. We left the name.
Okay.
We left the name in Malawi. We left the name in Mozambique. Sena, town Sena in Mozambique. And some of the Senas who are the Lembas are still found in Mozambique.
Okay.
So we were being smart with it. It cannot be the same thing all the time. It has got to be, it's dispersed.
Here are the Tsindi ruins. You say they're in Cameroon.
Tsindi
They were
ruins,
also left by your people.
the same people were building these ruins, living out the same. Actually, you know them by their signatures. We are following the signatures. You know a person's identity by their signature. I'm showing you the signatures of the people who built all these ruins, all the way to Israel through Yemen.
Oh, so it's Tsindi.
Tsindi, yes.
Yeah, I think it was written differently there on the file.
I'm sorry.
Tsindi ruins. Hold on. I want to see now from Tsindi ruins, a historical dry stone monument in Zimbabwe. Okay, but which ones are in Cameroon now?
It's written in Zimbabwe. Ah, man. Okay.
But I see there's something
I
in
know.
West Africa. Is this? No, that's
Yes.
Zimbabwe.
I know. It is a
No,
black
no,
and
no.
white photo. It's a black and white photo. It's a black and white photo of ruins. Black and white photo of ruins a bit edged on a hill.
Or ruins
There are
of
only a
the
few black and white photos.
DGB sites in Cameroon, Mandara
Oh
area.
man,
Mandara
it's
area.
Mandara, man. I'm mixing up. I don't
No,
have the
that's fine.
visuals, so I'm
That's
getting
fine.
mixed up.
That's okay.
The Mandara, yes. Sindi Mandara, yes. Mandara, this is now in Cameroon, in northern part of Cameroon, where the Hausas live, the Hausa. And the Hausas did not build this. When they came, this was already built. They only came to live in something which was already built. When you look at how the Hausas build, that's not how they build. You find this type of building among the Semites, the sons of Shem, the Israelites, and other Shemites, which we find in the Middle East. This is our trail
It's quite interesting
in
that there are a
Cameroon.
lot of these archaeological findings or sites in Africa, and well, yeah, it also speaks to my
Yes.
ignorance. Then I thought this was only in Great Zimbabwe, but I recently found out about the
No.
ruins that are in the southern part in Bulawayo, right? And I think around that structure, there's also some birds that are used that are, I don't know if it's a national or a bird that is really revered in Zimbabwe,
Yes.
but some statues of that bird are also found in some of these Bulawayo sites around those stone
Yes.
ruins. So it's also in
Same.
Cameroon.
Yes. So here in Cameroon, you can see the conical tower because I told you about CERT. We have a number of codes. One of them is the chevron. One of them is the checkerboard I showed you.
Yeah.
One of them is the conical tower. You know the famous conical tower in Great
Great
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, yeah.
That is one of our signatures. That is one of our signatures. Here, I'm going to show you now in Yemen. We're already in Yemen. I'm going
Okay,
to show you a
I'm
mixture of,
seeing a picture here, and I just want to
yes,
bring it up. It actually has a conical, which resembles one of those structures in Great Zimbabwe. Here it
yes.
is. So it's this conical structure here, and I reckon
What's,
this one is in Mauritania. So this one is
okay.
in
Yes,
Mauritania, right?
yes. Because, and now this is now tying in with what? With the Timbuktu situation. because the Timbuktu people, the Haidara families, they come from the family of Kati. And Kati is Kehat in the Bible, Kehath.
Here's
Kehat
here's
are
another
Levi.
conical structure. I think this one is from Great Zimbabwe. I'm trying to show the people here
Yes, show them. Go ahead.
as we are
Yes.
going. Why is
Zimbabwe,
it not
yes.
downloading this thing now? Okay, Great Zimbabwe. Yeah, this is Great Zimbabwe.
Yes.
So this
You'll
is
find,
one from
yes.
Great Zimbabwe. Okay, let's find a third one. You say the other one is
Yes.
from.
So you found the one in Mauritania. You'll find
Yes.
one in let's start with Tulamela. Let's go back a bit. Let's go to Southern Africa. Tulamela. You'll find the one called Tulamela.
Mm, Nalatale, not Nalatale, ne? Tulamela, you
Not the
say.
Tulamela, yes.
I'm not seeing Tulamela here. I'm seeing Mauritania Tower. I'm seeing Tel
Okay.
Jericho, Tel Sultan.
Okay,
I am seeing
that
Kau
yes.
Kau Kaukaban,
Kaukaban.
Yemen.
Kaukaban. Yes, that's in Yemen.
Yeah,
That's the
then we
one.
need to
Okay, let's do
open this
Yemen.
one. Yeah, let's do the Yemen one.
So we are already in Yemen. We are in Kaukaban. When you look at the tower, we can see a tower of stone masonry, no mortar. When you see this, you can see the remnants of what you find in Great Zimbabwe and the other towers. We'll find one also, we'll find two in Israel as we know it today.
I'm putting
And you
them
can
next
also
to
see
each
on top of
other
the
just to
tower,
show the resemblance. Okay.
yes. If you zoom in onto the tower, you can see the color white. You will see
Oh,
the
yes, the
chevron
chevrons at the top.
signature of the Lembas all the way from Yemen through East Africa, Ethiopia, Bakongo, Mbanzalemba, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Mozambique,
Interesting.
Tete province, all the way to
Interesting.
South Africa.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes, signature of the Levites. And you find the same signature amongst the Levites who were actually the Portuguese and Spanish Jews of the Haidara family, because this is how we intended in keeping this the secret had to be perpetuated up until 2025. Thus, I'm able to expound and to show how the ancestors would speak without using words.
You
They
use
would
the
etch it in stone.
you use the name Jews. Is that biblical? Do you want to refer to them with another name?
Well,
The
Jews is just the people of Yahudah, the people of the southern kingdom,
okay,
the Judeans, the people of Judah.
okay. You
Okay.
speak about ones from what did you say? Portugal.
Yes, yes, but that's dealing with the Timbuktu side. That will be part two. I just wanted to join, as you saw it in Mauritania. That is another line of Levites which were coming down from southern Portugal, who had left Israel in 70 AD. They knew where they come from. They have hundreds of thousands of books telling the story. They have genealogical lines, 33 lines of genealogy, all the way from present day Israel as we know it to West Africa through North Africa.
Is the movement of the Lemba? Uh, did they come through ferries on the ocean, or did they walk that distance? Well, I guess if there are buildings, it means that they were walking, right?
We were on land.
Yeah.
There is a myth that the Lembas tell, but people don't understand it. It's talking about this dispersion of the people. But we came on land because we would set up sites, and then we would etch what needed to test to keep the test of time up until this point.
Is this movement or this moving of the Lembas
Mm.
perhaps recorded in the Bible, or is it mentioned?
Well, that's the moving. You mean in the Bible?
Yes.
Well, it's funny because we read about Second Kings of how the people from Ephraim, the northern kingdom, right? How they were expelled out of their land, Israel, right? That's one story of our people. And you can find the Sena, we are in the Bible. I don't know if you know, but the name Sena, the Sena, people of Sena in the Bible. We are in the Bible as the Sena. We are actually one of the few Bantu tribes today who can make that claim that their name is written as it is in the Bible. You've got the Ashanti, you've got a few tribes, but we are one of those. So Sena is in the Bible.
Take
We can
us
follow
take
our
us
trail.
there where you say they
Okay.
are mentioned, and then how do you link the name or the word Sena to the Lemba? I know you said Sena is in Hadramut in Yemen, but how do
Yes.
you link that name or word Sena to the Lemba? Besides the structures, I think you said you left your structures there, or that was the town where you come from, and the
Or
structures
how
that
I
are
link
there.
the Senas to the Lemba, you say?
Yes.
Well, the Senas and the Lembas. If you want to know, well, on the page that you were at, the Wikipedia page,
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to see where it tells you that the Senas and the Lembas, they're one people. The
Where does
Senas,
it say this here? I'm on that page now. Would we find it in the oral tradition or Sana? Okay. Here
okay,
it
but
is. Here it is. Here it is. I find
and
it. It's
they're mixing
under.
it up.
It's. Hmm?
They're mixing it up as Sana, as I
No,
told
no,
you,
no, no, no,
Hadramut
no, no.
is
They've
Sena.
got different spellings. They've got different spellings. Hold
Yes,
on. Under the
because it's two
history,
different cities.
right?
Yes, it's two different cities.
So under the history, there's oral traditions. So I'll just read that. What is possibly the oldest recorded origin story of the Lemba people was documented by whatever Swiss-born South African missionary in 1908. He wrote, "Some old Balemba of both the Spelonken,
Mhm.
Hlanganani, also known as Spelonken, is an amalgamation of various large villages in Kazankulu." Oh, Tsonga, okay. Anyway, and Divelskloof. So these are locations in the place called South Africa.
Yes.
Some old Balemba of these places in South Africa speak of this legend. The legend goes as follows: "We have come from a very remote place on the other side of the
Mhm.
sea. We were on a big
Oh,
boat."
okay.
Okay. So this
Mhm.
seems to disagree with what you say. "A terrible storm
No, it
nearly
doesn't.
destroyed."
It
Okay.
doesn't.
Okay.
It
Let me
doesn't.
read it.
Remember, I told you we've got a myth. This is a story we tell. But
Okay.
the story of the boat is actually a very interesting story of how the boat would then, in midst of sea, the boat, it capsized, hit land, and it exploded. People were just going to and fro from left and right, and they dispersed. So this is
Okay.
a story we tell
Let's read it then.
of our dispersion.
It says, "We have come from a very remote place on the other side of the sea. We were on a big boat. A terrible storm nearly destroyed us all. The boat was broken into two pieces. One half of
There you
us
go.
reached the shores of this country. The others were taken away with the second half of the boat, and we do not know where they are now. We climbed the mountains and arrived among the Banyai. There we settled, and after a time we moved southwards to the Transvaal, but we are not the Banyai." And then there's another guy, Tudo Parfit, interprets that the
Perfect.
legend
Perfect.
about. Sorry, Michael,
Yeah,
you were
that's it.
saying
Pseudo
something.
perfect. Yes.
Okay, Tudor Parfit
Yes.
interprets that the legend about the
Yeah.
destruction of the boat, the division of the tribe, is perhaps a way of explaining the fact that Lemba clans are to be found in several separate locations. However, it could equally be taken as an expression of a fractured sense of identity. Why does it take a white man to explain this thing? Why can't your people say it the way it is? The
We just
originals.
told you. Actually, if you want to know, if you want to see the Lembas speaking about it, there are many telling our stories. I told you about an elder. I spoke to him a few months before he died, called the Cohen Amandishe. He passed away from cancer. But yes, we have got a number of elders who speak about these things. We tell our own story. I'm telling the story right now. The fake Jews, they don't know nothing about what I'm saying right now. I'm
The
telling our
orig-
stories. Actually, the fake Jews, they came to the Lembas to understand what we call kashrut. Kashrut is the dietary laws. They came to us, they asked us, well, tell us what type of locusts can you eat? Because they can see written in the Bible that we can eat locusts, but they have no, it's written in their Talmud that not all locusts can you eat. But we know they're to come to us to tell them because they know they
You say
don't
it's
know.
kashrut?
The kashrut law is the law of cleanliness as it pertains to meat and animals.
What is kosher then?
Well, that's where kosher comes from, kashrut.
Kashrut
The root word is
are the
kashrut.
Jewish
Yes.
dietary laws dictating which foods are permitted, known as kosher. Okay. And how they must be prepared, slaughtered, and consumed. Okay. Yeah, but we're still going to Senna, right? The
Yes.
original Senna was most likely located
Yes.
in Yemen,
Bible.
specifically in the
Yes.
ancient town of Sana'a, also known as Sanau, which is located within the easternmost portion of the Hadramut.
Okay. It is Senna, which is in the Hadra. Actually, I have a map here showing Senna in the Hadramut Sanaa on the side. Senna is
Okay.
not Sanaa. These are two different sites.
Okay.
The one in Hadramut is Senna. Okay, so Senna in the Bible. Okay, so what does Bible tell us? Can we go to Ezra chapter 2, verse 35?
Ezra 2. Okay, let's get Ezra 2, verse 35. The children of Senah, 3,630. What is being spoken of in this chapter? Now, these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity of those which had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away unto Babylon, and came again unto Jerusalem and Judah, every one unto his city. Which came with these guys, the number of the men of the people of Israel. And then it mentions them and their number. And yours, you say, is in verse 40
35. 35.
or 35. The children of Sanaa, 3,630. It looks like the biggest group here, ne?
It's the priests.
1,200,
The temple needs to be consecrated.
156, 52. It looks like the biggest group here. Is that your
It's the
people, the
priest.
children of Sanaa?
The priests, yes, the temple has got to be consecrated. It's for temple worship. They're rebuilding the temple to reestablish temple worship. Who operates in the temple? The ones who wear the turbans, the
Yeah,
Levites, the
it's the
Lembas.
biggest group here that is mentioned. But I
Yes.
also saw something here that spoke about the Levites. But I saw it further down. The Senah, the children, and the Ima, the children of Joshua. I just missed it now. There was something about the Levites that was also mentioned here. Okay, anyway, we see them, but the spelling is not the same, right? But
Oh, you cannot go by
we'll accept it.
spelling. That's a different story. You need to understand how how they were translating the Semitic, which has no vowels, and bringing it into languages which has vowels. And
That's fine. That's fine. I get it.
to keep it simple, we know Sena, we know Lemba, and we can follow our trail through a number of ways. This just being one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we now go to maps, because I'm now dealing with maps.
Okay. There's a couple of maps here. Should we
Yes,
start with the
so
first one
there's
or the last one?
no, the first one, which is written, actually the name of it is
Sana.
IMG.
Uh-huh.
What is it? IMG. It 2021 2021 03 0730.
Okay, I see it. Here it is.
Yes, it's a map a bit. It's a bit fuzzy, but we just want to read what Zin, what was translated as Zin by the Masoretes, what it actually is.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, so this is in Idumea, by the way. Idumea is Edom, the true land of Edom, which is in what we call the Middle East, in the country called Jordan. That is where we'll find the true Edom, and I'll be able to prove maybe sometime how we can be sure that this is the true Edom, which is in the Middle East. But anyway, you can see the desert, which is called Zin. Sometimes it's called Zana.
Hmm.
Yes. So if you read what's written on top there,
Shiva.
below a close up,
It's a bad one. We can't really see, but there's Sheba here.
we can see.
Ancient
Yes, but what's
Beersheba
written?
is usually
Yes.
identified as Tel Asaba E of Bir Sheba.
Okay. You can't read on top, right?
Below, a close up of
Yes.
Kashim Zana, Zin
Hmm.
Masoretic Zina, rendered by the Greek Septuaginta and Latin as Sena in the
Okay.
northern border of Edom, Idumea.
Yes.
Note
Yes.
ancient Beersheba is usually identified with Tel Esaba Ea, whatever
Yes.
it means. People can read for themselves. Yeah, but then it
Yes.
makes does Kirbet Hora preserve the Horites associated with Mount Seir? Then I think it references Genesis 14:6.
Well, let's not deal with that for now. I just wanted to show that this desert, which we know as Zin, that is the desert of Sena. That's the desert of Sena.
Which is written
As well.
Zana here, correct?
Yes, it's depending on the languages, it's depending on which language it was translated from. Sometimes it was being translated from the codex, from the Aramaic script. So it depends, sometimes from Latin. So it just depends. But the fact of the matter is the Zin, the Zina, the Zana is the Sena.
Mdala Nkosi says, I see Beersheba here. Mdala Nkosi Zunad. I think you
Okay.
were around during the live. He says
Yes.
Beersheba. I see the Beersheba here. He says Beersheba is here. I'm not sure if he said it's in KwaZulu in South Africa. Now, the
I
question I
know.
usually ask, I know people who move, take names of places, and then they move those
Yes.
names to where they end up being. I would want to ask
Yes.
which one came first? Do you know which one would you say is the old one? How would you be able to tell that? No, the Beersheba there in the Middle East is the older one, or maybe someone would argue that no, the Beersheba here in South Africa is an older one.
Well, I believe that's what we're actually doing here by trying to establish which one is the actual land of Israel, where these people came from, and they brought these toponyms, these eponyms, these names with them. Where were they coming from? That's just it. We're trying to see
Okay.
which one has the precedence over the other, which is the mother of the other. And
Yeah.
here we're just dealing with these types of sources. We will get in the book,
Okay.
because the book is quite clear where these people are, where they come from, who they are, and where they were coming from.
Your camera
Clear
just
as day.
went off. Just check there if there's anything
It's
going.
on my side.
Is it on your side? Oh, you're back now. Okay, cool.
Yes.
And is there another map?
Yes, so go to the next page. Now it's IMG 3627. It's just the front page of a book. I want us to see the book so that you can see that I'm not just throwing in some foolish stuff. IMG 3627.
The Prophet Isaiah. It's a book, right?
Yes. Critical, explanatory, and practical of the book of the prophet Isaiah by Albert Barnes, 1863. Okay.
Okay.
This book is very interesting because it tells a story about Josephus. And I know some people love him, some hate him, but he's a historian. He was a traitor, but he's still a historian, credible in that sense. He talked about the people and the lands which he was dealing with, where he was moving and passing through. So he's going to talk about a city. in the land of Israel as we know it today, because that's the land Josephus is talking about. And we can be sure that's the land Josephus is talking about because Josephus is talking about the Hellenistic Israelites who were dealing with the Greeks of the likes of Antiochus Epiphanes. He's talking about Israelites called the Maccabeans, which were revolutionaries who were fighting the Greeks. One of the most famous ones was Yehuda Maccabee, Judas Maccabee. These people were in the land that we call Israel today. So as he's going through the land of Israel as we know it today, Josephus, right? Matityahu, right?
Yeah.
He talks about what he saw as he was going through these different cities, the towns, the places. So there is a very interesting one that he speaks about. So the image is IMG 3628.
3628, you say?
Yes. So the picture is cut in half because I wanted us to see what source it's from. It's from the same book, Notes on the Book of Prophet Isaiah, right? Can you see on the left? The name of the ebook?
Moab after Notes of the Book of Prophet Isaiah, Volume 1. Yes.
Okay, so we've established that it's from the same book that I showed the page. Okay.
Yes.
When you now go to the
305.
right,
Looks like it's page
yes,
305. It talks about
yes.
Moab after, but the screen is cut out. As you
No,
say,
I'll
it
put in the
mentions
full
the
page.
Lemba here.
Lemba. Wow. Okay, Lemba. Josephus speaking about the Lembas. So if you go to the next page now, IMG 3629, this is now Josephus speaking about lands, cities that he went through as he was passing through Israel. One of the cities he passed through, and he's talking about this city, which is just under the land of Moab. And Moab will be interesting because where you find the Moabites is where you find the Edomites, is where you find the Ammonites.
Yeah, it says
Where you
Moab
find one,
after the exile.
okay, Moab is the one who gave the Moabite nation. But when you go to the next page, IMG 3629.
This is where we are. It's 3629. Yes.
Okay, now you can see it must be the full page, right? Showing the previous page.
Do you
the
want me
Lemba.
to read this one?
No, well,
Okay.
I mean, you can
Yeah,
read, but
I
you
can't
can
really
see
read it. It's pixelated, but we do see
Okay,
the highlighted Lemba there.
okay,
Page 305 in the book. Looks like
yes,
chapter 4 or something. There's a 4 before that. That Moab after the exile is a
yes,
subheading
okay,
or a heading.
okay. So you can see now we are already in Israel now. We came all the way from Zimbabwe, through Malawi, the Levites, through the Chilemba, who were the turbans. We saw Mbanzalemba in the Congo. We saw the ruins that we left in Cameroon. We saw that others of our brothers who left 70 AD left the same signatures as they were going down in Wadan, Mauritania. We arrived at Sena in Hadramut, Yemen. We saw the Sabaik language script link with the ruins that you find in Southern Africa. A paleographer, he saw it, he knew that this was Sabaik script from Yemen. It is only in Yemen that this language was spoken. Now we are in Israel. Josephus, one of the most famous Israelite historians, speaking about a town called Lemba. We are in present day Israel.
I want to say let's end it here. Unless there's
No, come on,
something
man.
that you think is important to add, and
Actually, I still have a few.
call it a day. Okay,
Now I have maps.
let's give it
I have
7 minutes to add the few that you want to add, and then we'll end part 1 here.
Okay. So map, because now we've seen this written, we have to find maps now.
Okay.
So let's go to image 3630. The reason 3630. The reason why you don't find Lemba when you just type ancient Israel.
Hold on. I just want to.
Yes.
We're not going to go to 3630 because it looks like there's a bigger version of 3630, which is 3631.
Yes,
Can we just go to that one?
There is, yes. Okay.
Yeah, let's just
The
go
reason
to
why
that
people
one.
don't find the Lemba when they look at ancient Israelite maps is because there's a very small window of time where the Lembas left the mark. It's a very small window. If you do not know what that window is, you will never know. The reason why I can show you this map is because I know that window. It's because these things were passed down. We know the window of time in which the Israelites left Lemba as a landmark in the present day Israel.
Okay,
So the
we've got
map
the
you're
map.
seeing, right?
It's got
Yes,
watermarks though, but yeah, where are we looking
yes,
at
it's
it here?
fine. It's fine. Okay, so what is it saying?
Qatar, Jerusalem. It's got a big
Writings?
X. Qatar, Jerusalem. It's 3631.
Okay. Okay, can you read now? Can you see Lemba? Okay, can you zoom in to the Dead Sea? Zoom
Okay,
into the Dead Sea.
it's pixelating.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get to Lemba there. Oh, I see Lemba. Here's Lemba. Yes.
Okay. It is on the right-hand side, just above Moabitis.
Moabites.
You
Yes.
remember
Yeah. Yeah.
Josephus talked about Moabite, the
Moabites.
land of
Yes.
Moabite. Okay, this is the Judea, this is southern kingdom of Israel, right? You can see Lemba. The reason why I'm able to find this is because I know the timeline, the small window where you find Lemba there. It is during the kingdom of the Greek. Remember, we're trying to see which land fits the script, a land where the Greeks inhabited and left landmarks, many of them, and the Romans. So this was during the Maccabean time of the king Janneus, Alexander Janneus, who was a Greek man. You can look it up in your studies.
Okay.
It is only this window of time that you see us leave this landmark of Lemba. We are now in Israel, ladies and gentlemen, and we are seeing Lemba. We saw it, Josephus, the respected historian, speaking about it. We can even go to the next map, just a few maps, and we are done. Now it's
No,
image
no, hold on.
36.
There's something I wanted to
Yes,
ask you on the maps.
yes.
Then we'll show the last map now. The
Okay,
question I want to ask is, do you believe in the Exodus as written in the Bible?
100%.
Okay. In your understanding, were your people, your ancestors, the Lemba, also part of that Exodus?
That's the story all this is telling. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Where is this promised land that they were taken from Egypt and directed to? Canaan,
My brother,
promised land. Where
my
is it?
brother, my brother. We are looking dead smack at it right now. We are looking we're looking dead
Okay.
smack at it. We're looking at all the people who call themselves Israelites today. Let me put a challenge out there. All of the tribes and people who know themselves to be Israelites today, none of them believe that Africa is the motherland. They all know where they came from. I'll name a few: the Sefwi Jews, the Abayudaya in Uganda, the Dan tribe in Ivory Coast, the Baluba Jews in Bakongo, the Lembas in Southern Africa, the Igbo tribe, the B'nai Ephraim, the Yoruba. I can even go on and go on and go on. None of them say that their land is in Africa. They know where they came from. And the Haidara family who came in through Yemen, through Spain and Portugal, we all know where we came from. And if there's someone who's got credence to their name to say where they're coming from, is the Kati, the Keat family from Haidara. Hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. They know their bloodline. They know where they came from. You're looking right at it, my brother.
Let's
Nothing
show
fancy, nothing new, nothing exciting.
one more map and we close it.
Okay, one more
Which one do
map.
you think will seal it? There's 3632, there's 3685, there's 3687 too, there's
And you can
42
cram them in
2023.
there.
Which
Okay,
one do you
okay.
want?
Okay, because you're putting me in a tight corner, let's just do the next one.
The green one, 3632.
Is it the green one? Yes, it has a green, like a green lining.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, that one. Okay, let's do that one. Yes. So if you zoom into the same area where you zoomed in, the area Josephus was speaking about, the land of Moab, where there was also Lemba,
Lemba.
just on
Yes.
top.
Mm-hmm.
Lemba, my peoples. Lemba in Israel, all the way from where we are today, in present day. Zimbabwe, in South Africa, in Malawi, in Tanzania, going through the Congo, Mbanza, Lemba, building what we're building, leaving out the etching out the signature for the children to know, to follow the trail, all the way to what we know today as Israel. And we haven't even touched scripture yet, which proves without a shadow of a doubt that for the children of Israel to go back to their land, Christ needs to return because he has not yet returned. For him to be able to return, there are certain sequential happening of prophecy which has to happen, of which no eye will miss. The land of Israel, ladies and gentlemen.
Well presented. I have a feeling you will come under flak. You will face some resistance,
Yes, yes,
but I'm sure you'll be ready to defend your stance on it. Thank you very much,
yes.
Brother Michael. We will load it. We will see what the people say. If the people want more, we will go for round 2 or a live stream.
Okay.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate your presentation and everything you have presented. I hear you. Makes sense. Probably because I've heard this story before of the Lemba. I think I saw the Tudor documentary. Is that guy Tudor?
To
I
the
can't.
prophet, yes.
Yeah, I think that's the documentary I saw on YouTube a couple of years
Mm,
back. But there are people who are known to be Lemba even here. Funny story how I found out about these people was at a McDonald's
mm,
somewhere in Sentin in South Africa. And
mm.
a guy just struck a conversation with me and he ended up telling me that, do you know why Malema likes money so much? I was like, no. Like, it's because he's a Jew. I'm like, what do you mean? He says, do you know anything about
Bashabe,
the Lemba people? Yeah, he calls himself
Bashabe.
Mashaba. It would be interesting to get him. I'll try to talk to an EFF person I
Yes,
know and see if we can get him on board
yes.
so that he can tell us what he knows about his people. But Brother Michael Sibindi, Mashaba, who loves money, do
Not
you?
me, no.
Thank you
I
very
love the truth.
much for your. You
Yes.
love the?
The truth.
Amen. Thank you
Yes.
very much for your time, brother. I
Thank you.
appreciate it, but I know people will be challenging what you say because a lot of or many people who watch the
Yes.
podcast truly believe that the promised
Okay.
land, Canaan, is somewhere in sub-Saharan Africa. I've
Yes.
spoken to you. I want to add you to that panel for Friday.
Okay.
Please pray
Okay.
about it. I'll get back to you tomorrow morning. Let me know if you have
Okay.
agreed. I've got
Okay.
Yahunda Batakane, I've got Ron Dalton Jr. They are saying
Okay.
sub-Saharan Africa. I'll have you trying to get another person. I'm thinking
Okay.
Sir Ahmadiyya. We'll see who we can get. But thank you for your time. Have a good night. And thank you at home for watching Something Nice with
You.
Dinano. Do the right thing. Hit the subscribe button. Share this video. Comment. Give us a piece of your mind on what this brother is saying. Let us know what you think. And like the video. Your parting words, brother.
Parting words. First Timothy chapter 4. We are warned that in the end times, people they will not suffer sound doctrine, heaping for themselves teachers who will tickle their ears. I believe we're living in those times because these are the end times. Our Messiah is about to come. We have to be careful, brothers and sisters, because this pertains to our salvation. I understand that we are awakening. We are mad. We think the white man is evil for some. We think that we have been lied to in everything. The wise would say, do not throw away the baby with the washing water, with the bathing water. I believe this is one of those situations where instead of looking at the land of the promise, where so many prophecies are to come to pass, and if I have a chance to come forth, I would be able to show with just pure scripture of how this is the land according to the book. 66 books will be able to see. So this pertains unto our salvation, unto the promises made unto us and our ancestors. It would be such a pity to miss it out of vain pride, of fleshly, I don't even know, titles and things. This is the time of our awakening, but let it be done in spirit and in truth. Let's follow the truth where it leads, and we go all the way until the coming of our King. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Michael Sibindi. Thank you for
Thank you.
watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.